So hello, good day everyone. So my name is J. Vinarda from BPED 1A. So for now, video, I'm going to continue our topic, the Unit 1. So where does inclusive education came from? So inclusive education appeared initially in the research literature in the late 1980s. Framed as an alternative to special education, inclusive education expanded the responsibility of schools and school system to increase access, participation, and opportunities to learn for marginalized population of students. Inclusive education is when all students, regardless of any challenges they may have, are placed in age-appropriate general education classes that are in their own neighborhood schools to receive high-quality intervention, and supports that enable them to meet success in the core curriculum. So here are the Philippine legal basis for inclusive education. So, the 1987 Philippines Constitution. Dito sa Article 4, Section 2, the 1987 Philippine Constitution ay dito tinubad ang mandato para ma-encourage ang mga out of school youth. Dito tinupad ang mandato para mabigyan pa ng pag-asa makapag-aral itong mga informal man na pagkatuto sa paaralan. Ang mga indigenous people o mga taong mahirap makapag-aral at dito rin mabibigyan ng oportunidad makapag-training ang isang citizen sa mga civics, vocational katulad na lamang ng ALS program. And the second Philippine legal basis of inclusive education is the PD 603, the Child and Youth Welfare Code. So, the Article 3 accounts for the rights of the child. The article describes the basic objectives and components of community based on program that available to minors who have committed less serious offenses in the Philippines. Presidential Decree the number 603, otherwise known as the Child and Youth Welfare Code and issued in December 1974, legally defined special categories of youths, including youthful offenders, and directs the Ministry of Social Service and Development, or the MSSD, to provide comprehensive service to assist in youth development. So the number 3 Philippine legal basis of inclusive education is the RA 7610, Special Protection of Children Against Child Abuse, Exploitation, and Discrimination Act. Article 1, Section 2 states that a comprehensive program should be formulated to protect children against any form of abuse which endanger child survival and normal development. It is hereby declared that it is the policy of the state of protect children for all forms of abuse, neglect, cruelty, exploitation, and discrimination, and other conditions that harm their development, to improve sanction for their commission, and to implement a program for the prevention and deterrences of child abuse, exploitation, and discrimination, as well as advises intervention in such situation. So the number 4 Philippine legal basis of inclusive education is the RA 7277, the Magna Carta for Disabled Person, amended by RA 9442. Provides for the rehabilitation, self-development, and self-reliance of disabled person and their integration to the mainstream of the society. Section 4 Policies and Objectives Republic Act number 9442 aims to give people with disabilities the opportunity to fully participate in society by giving them a 20% discount on all basic services. The RA 7277 declares that persons with disabilities are citizens of the Philippines and that the government will encourage their overall well-being and integration into society. So the number 5 Philippine legal basis of inclusive education is the policies and guidelines in special education. Article 1, Section 5 states that the ultimate goal of SPED should be the integration or mainstreaming of learners with special needs into the regular school system and eventually into the community. In the Philippines, special education refers to the organization of teaching procedures, adapted equipment and materials, accessible settings, and other intervention to meet the needs of students with learning disabilities, mental health issues, physical and developmental disabilities, and giftedness. RA 7722 is the code for elementary, secondary, higher technical, vocational, non-formal sports, and culture. 2011 DUO is 27 amended that guideline or on the use of the financial support fund for secondary school special education SPED program. So the next is the Philippines adopts international documents of inclusive education. UN Convention on the Rights of the Child in 1989, the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. An international according on childhood was adopted by world leaders in 1899, marking historic commitment to the world's children. It's the most widely approved human rights prop in the history, and it's changed the lives of children all across the world. So here are the facts and figures. Children with disabilities who are in school are about 101,762 in year 2011. Children with disabilities are still combating educational inclusion. 97.3% of them are still unreached, and about 5,916 are mainstream in regular classes. Children of indigenous people number about 12 to 15 million across the country. These are spread in 7 ethnographic areas with 117 ethnographic linguistic groups. Those in the elementary schools total of 639,483, while 158,550 are in the secondary schools 2010 and 2011. So 140,570 Muslim elementary and secondary pupils are attending Alive Arabic language and Islamic values education in public schools. Working children are growing in a number. Number of abused children is being tracked down. It is also one of the reasons why a child cannot study because of this. They work to survive and to eat on a daily basis. And the child abuse cannot study because it also makes the child afraid because of the pain or abuse he or she suffers. Street children are about 246,000. 75% are children on the streets, and 25% are children of the streets, and 70% are boys.